Hey.
Happy Marriage Monday.
It's Marriage Monday. It's week 11, I believe, in the COVID excitement. And we are so glad you're here to join us again for Marriage Monday.
Thanks for being here.
Very significant weekend. And I was realizing that it was a year ago this weekend in Nashville when I was praying. And I was saying, God, I just, we're in that season of letting go.
Yeah.
And I said, God, what do you want me to do? And he said, go ask Cindy what she wants to do.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so I came home and I said, what do you want to do?
Buy a new car. No, I'm just kidding. I said, ministry is my passion. It's my training. It's something that I'll always do. But I said, I've actually really been interested for a long time in real estate. I'd love to be in real estate. And he's like, well, do it.
Yeah.
It's like, what is that? What do you mean just do it?
Right.
So I just started taking a class. Taking an online class. And
and we had talked a little bits about it over the years about your idea of doing business as mission.
Yeah.
And of course, you absolutely loved your job with New Hope and the privilege of serving the amazing people there.
The best job ever.
Right. So it wasn't like you were saying, I want something better, but it was something different.
Yeah, it was something to do alongside what I was already doing, or just to start to learn at least. And so, you asked me the question, and I said, that's what I want to do. And you're like, well, just let's do it. And it's like, okay. So I started taking a class. And 1 year ago, Monday, today, I start my new job in real estate. So,
Yep. Real estate agent.
Crazy.
Cindy Burgess.
Yeah.
Going to be working with your brother.
Yeah. So I'm excited. It's kind of a full circle sort of thing. And, really excited about this new opportunity. And, I'm looking forward to learning. Yeah.
And it reminded me of something that Dan Stewart, one of our professors and our pre-marriage counselor, had said.
Yeah.
That was so good, and we've come back to it over the years. Coming on
something we've said now to couples when we do premarital counseling, something that we use. And say.
And he said, your job. He looked at me and he said, Jon, your job is to see the calling of God fulfilled in her life. And then he looked at you and said, your job is to see the calling of God fulfilled
in your life.
Yeah, and what it does is it positioned us to actually serving the other person.
Yeah. Right. Rather than being in that place of like, how are my needs getting met? How am I being served? My job is to serve my spouse and see that his dreams are fulfilled and, vice versa. Yeah. It was a really great way to start our marriage off. And then we've worked to do that.
Yeah. And that is the difference, I think, between a marriage where God is the center and a marriage that's, just pursuing their own ends, or the world tends to say, I'm going to use this person to achieve what I want to. And when that's not working anymore, I'll just move on to the next one.
Well, yeah. And you don't have to be married for very long before you realize that there's a lot of give and take. And that sometimes you feel like there's a lot more take.
There's a lot more take than give.
How's that go?
Yeah.
And there's seasons, and I think especially seasons for us where we had like 1 million children over 8 years.
Yeah.
Okay, 5, but
sometimes it feels like 1 million.
Yeah, there was just a lot. Like for me, there was a lot of me kind of what I felt like was stepping outside of my life's goals. To be a mom, to be home, and I realized that actually was part of my life's goals. That was actually a part of what God has called me to be, and raising kids has been hands down not only the hardest thing, but also the most rewarding, and the very thing that I will leave my imprint on the most of all that I do, I believe, is raising, putting 5 men out into the world. But there were seasons where I felt like kind of sidelined a little bit as you were like kind of moving on, doing your thing, and I was home. Although I loved it, what I'm saying, it's just that season of just life feeling different. And so, different dreams kind of get put on hold sometimes.
Yeah.
And it'd be easy to be like, well, you know what? Forget it. This is ridiculous. My dreams come first. And, there's things that we've had to deal with through the years where rights felt stifled or rights felt, kind of let go of or whatever. And we've been talking about this recently with the whole the country kind of reopening and people, having different views on it. And really when it comes down to it, as a believer, I relinquish my rights. I mean, really, right? We relinquish our rights. And so it's not that we become doormats to our spouse or doormats to the world, but we become a servant. And we've had to learn that through the years of how to have the give and take. And there's seasons where you're going to run, and there's seasons where I'm going to run. There's seasons where we're going to run together. And it's not really mapped out. And it's not really planned well. And those seasons change quickly. And today we're on the mark of a brand new one.
Yeah, and it's going to be different from the last one. And I think that would be what I would want to encourage you to as well, is don't compare this season with the last season. Because you'll actually miss the joy of this new season if you're trying to get it to feel like the last one. And so I've been processing through that, because I loved being able to go into the office with you. I loved being able to do ministry with you right by my side. And of course, you're still going to be doing ministry, but you're also going to be doing ministry through the context of business, which I'm super excited about, but it's going to be different. It's going to be different. So we're even talking through what's our schedule is going to look like, and when are we going to get our Sabbath day, and when are we going to get our date day, and all of those things that getting our big rocks in place. That we've yet to figure out. But I just gotta say, with seeing the joy in you and the excitement in you it's worth all that stuff, figuring all of that out, because I'm actually fulfilling what I'm supposed to do as a husband, which is to see your calling fulfilled. And I can't wait to see where you're going to be a year from now, 5 years from now, with your obedience to trying some brand new career, in this new city that we're in, and so I'm just going to be there with you the whole way.
It's the best. Seriously, that's awesome. Thank you.
I'm really excited for you. It's going to be good. And so I would just encourage you couples out there, have the conversation, ask each other to dream again, because I really think this whole COVID shutdown thing is an opportunity for a fresh start, for some new beginnings, for a clean slate, blank canvas. Okay, that's enough metaphors. But anyways, have the conversation and see where God might take it. But remember, you're there to serve the other, not to use them to serve yourself. I think that's the big point.
Yeah, and maybe nothing changes in your circumstances. Maybe everything stays the same about your season.
Yeah, maybe you're already living out your dream for this season.
Yeah, or not.
Yeah.
But what can change is our heart. And we can position our hearts to change it, even if our circumstances don't change. The position of our heart ultimately is the first thing that needs to change. And that's, Father, I'm here to serve. Help me to do that the best way I can. So I encourage you with that today. Couples, serve your spouse, serve your kids. It's what God's created us to do.
Yeah.
He rewards it.
Yeah, and then our whole goal with this is that your marriages would be stronger on the other side of COVID-19 than they were on the front end, and this is one way to do that. So thanks for your time.